So, my name is Allison. This is Stretch and Meditate. Today we are focusing on our psoas. If you'd like to hit play on that playlist, go ahead and do so now and come to a comfortable lying down position. We'll start in Shavasana. Take a couple deep breaths in, sigh them out. Allow yourself to come into this space. Might become more aware of your breath. You might even take a full body scan. And checking in physically, start at the crown of your head, work your way down to your toes. And then noticing energetically how you're feeling. You might scan, starting from your toes, working your way back up. And then emotionally checking in, maybe floating around your heart center. It's often where we hold emotion. But then allowing that scan to spread out throughout your body, because we hold emotion kind of everywhere. Just notice what comes up for you. You might use it as information as you move through your practice today. If you feel places that feel extra tight or like you're gripping, allow that breath to flow into those places, using the inhale to create space, and the exhale to help begin to release some of that tension. Feel your breath becoming even more soft and slow. And setting an intention, I invite you to be gentle with yourself. Today, this moment, the next, tomorrow, at any point. I also invite you to practice surrendering, giving in to gravity. And giving in to things that occur throughout your day, throughout your practice, and really just observing. Practicing, not reacting, but imagining that you're watching a movie. knowing that things occur and they're not forever, but that the only constant in life is change. Sealing in your time on your mat, signaling to your brain that it's time to begin. Take a deep breath in, really fill up, feel your front body expand. Exhale, sigh it out. Take another breath in, really breathe in, filling up your lungs, front body expands even more. Exhale, allow your belly to melt towards your spine. Back body connecting deeper to the earth. One more deep breath in, really fill up, biggest one this time. Breath in, sip a little more. Exhale. Finding your tennis balls here, or your fascia release balls, and you can do one or both at the same time. We're gonna take them to our mid back. So right about in here above our kidneys, this is actually the insertion point for our psoas. So you'll come back onto your back, you might lift up and then bring one or both balls to your mid back, avoiding your spine directly. And you can bend your knees, have your feet planted, arms at your sides. You might gently just windshield wiper your knees side to side, beginning to work into that connective tissue. Muscle turns into tendon, turns into ligament. This is a great way to begin to help opening up some of that tissue, setting ourselves up for release. And you can find a gentle rocking motion. You can always lift your hips slightly. You might feel more intense pressure and sensation where the balls are. Might shift back and forth, up and down. Explore it. Be curious. What works for one person might not work for the next. And this is where we get to practice Svadhyaya, that self-observation. What works for you in this moment? You might even find that coming to a place of stillness, maybe shifting the ball up your spine or down, but keeping it to either side, not right on the spine directly. You might notice that that helps with sensation. Fascia is that connective tissue that is between the skin and the muscle. When I say connective tissue, I mean that it is all connected. It's like a net throughout your whole body, helping to keep you together. Use your breath here if you're feeling some strong sensations. You find a particular hairy point, you might pause there, take a deep breath in and use your exhale, melting just a little deeper into it. You might come to stillness and begin to bring your soles of the feet together and allow your knees to open wide, keeping the balls right where they are in your mid-back. If you've been working on one side, you can switch to the other. You don't have to do this, it's just a suggestion. With your knees wide, take your hands right to that hip increase. So your thumbs are kind of on your glute muscles a little bit. Press down on the top of your thighs. Breathe into your low back, your groin area, your low belly. You might breathe in, allow the air to really fill up that pelvic bowl, and exhale, add a little more pressure. Taking another breath in, and exhale. And slowly and gently bring your knees back together if you took them wide. Take your balls, set them to the side. And just come onto your back, arms come to a cactus shape, hands by your head. Bring your feet wide, allow your knees to fall into the center, and just pause here for a moment. Coming back to that idea of connective tissue. Our psoas is kind of inside of our hips. And if you've been in class with me before, you've heard me say how if one shoulder is particularly tight, the opposite hip is probably tight as well. It's that fascia, the connective tissue. Take a couple more breaths right here, breathing as you are. And then bringing your hands down by your sides. Walk your feet so your ankles are back underneath your knees. Flex your right foot, bring that right ankle on top of your knee. Right hand presses into that thigh. Keep your right foot flexed. And you might press back with your thigh towards your hand as your hand presses into your thigh. Bring your awareness to your right hip. Maybe you notice your shoulders start to tense up here. Can you allow them and invite them to relax onto the earth? Taking the time to practice, feeling release and surrender. And use your breath. It's a beautiful tool that is always available to us. Take another breath in, to exhale. And from here, grabbing your strap, bring it around the ball of that right foot and extend your leg, keeping each side of the strap in one hand. Really flex your foot, press that heel towards the sky. Just gently draw back on that leg, and you might have a gentle bend in the knee. Having a gentle bend is actually highly encouraged so that you can allow any fluid to continue to flow. Gently windshield wiper that leg side to side. Keeping hips nice and anchored, just getting into some of this connective tissue. Bring both sides of the strap into your left hand. Right hand comes to that right hip, anchoring it to the ground. Take a breath, and then on the exhale, just begin to pull that right leg across the body. Keep your right hip anchored. So you're finding a stretch on the outer edge of your right leg. This is your IT band. It is a large tendon that runs along the side of our body. And often we find muscle that pulls on it that creates the extra tension and tightness here. Continue to breathe. You might notice that your leg moves just a little more with each breath. Breath in, exhale. Inhale your leg through center, switch hands, both sides of the strap in your right hand. Take another breath and open that leg out to the side. You might have that bend in the knee, it's all good. Breathe in your inner thigh. Becoming aware of sensation. If you have anything sharp or shooting, back out of wherever you are just a bit. Continue to breathe. And breath in, breath out. Inhale, that leg comes back to center. Set the strap to the side for a minute. Squeeze that knee in. Maybe point and flex your foot. Take some ankle circles. Stretch that right leg nice and long. Reach through your toes. The left foot, cross that left ankle on top of the knee. Left hand presses onto the thigh. Keep that left foot flexed. And you might press back in the thigh into the hand as the hand presses into the thigh. Allow your shoulders to relax, maybe unclench your jaw. Noticing and observing any differences on this side. Maybe you have some of that information that you gathered at the beginning. It's coming back to you. Just using it for what it is, information. Take a breath and exhale. Grabbing that strap once again, bring it around the ball of the left foot this time. Each side of the strap in a different hand. Flexing through that heel, toes might reach back towards your face. Just gently draw that leg towards your body. Gentle bend in the knee. Maybe you begin that windshield wiper. Just getting into that connective tissue here. Continue to breathe. That leg comes through center, both sides of the strap in your right hand. Left hand anchors the left hip. Take a breath. Exhale, begin to draw that leg across your body. Keep your hips nice and heavy on the mat. You might notice more or less openness on this side. It's all good. Each side of our body is unique. Use your breath. The inhale flows in, helps to create space, and the exhale melts you deeper into that space, opening a little more. Continue to breathe. Feel your shoulders melting onto the earth. And taking a breath in, stay for the breath out. Inhale, come through center, switch sides. Left hand comes onto both sides of the strap. Take a breath and open up. Left leg comes out to the side. Breathing here. Using your breath. Allowing it, that'll guide you deeper to open just a little more. Take a breath in to exhale. Inhale, that leg comes through center. Set the strap to the side. Hug that knee into your chest. Point and flex your left foot. Maybe take some ankle circles. Reach that left leg nice and long. Stretch the right leg out with it. Fingers reach long, full body stretch. Take up space. Deep breath in, sigh it out. From here, hugging your knees into your chest, gently rock side to side. And then maybe rock forward and back. Take 3 good rocks. And then come on up when you're ready. We're going to come onto our hands and knees here. We're going to use this as a reference point. So you might press into a downward facing dog. You can pedal your feet for a moment, just kind of feel a little bit of movement, release, explore any sensation or openness. And then look to your hands. Step that right foot up between your hands here. And then keep your fingers on the mat. You might sink your hips down just a little. Bring that awareness right in here into that left hip flexor. Drop your left knee down onto the mat. You can stay right here. Maybe you bring your hands to your knees. Now this is going to be a reference point because we are coming into that psoas release. So just use this as a reference, becoming aware of how this left hip flexor feels. Plant your hands. You can step back to a down dog. Maybe you pedal a couple moments. And then step that left foot forward. Keep your fingers on the mat here. Drop your hips down towards the mat. That back heel's still lifted. Drop your right knee. Fingers can stay on the mat, or maybe they come up to that left knee. Bring your awareness to the front of that right hip, using it as a reference point. It's not meant to be a place to judge yourself. Just notice what your body's doing here. All right, hands come down, step back, maybe come down onto your knees and grab one of your tennis balls. So you have an option here. You can just come down onto your belly and work that tennis ball onto one side or the other, but you're gonna find that iliac crest, that little hip point right here, the ball is gonna go just inside of that. So it's gonna be right in here as you lay down. Now when you lay down, if you're having a hard time feeling sensation here, you might use your block. Put the ball on the block and then come down on top of that. When you arrive, just allow yourself to breathe. Take a body scan. You can always make a pillow with your hands. Bring your forehead down here. Take a body scan and observe. Are you tensing up? Are you feeling periphery pain, meaning you feel sensation elsewhere in your body? Comes back to that idea of fascia and the connection of all the tissue. You're here and you're feeling sensation and you'd like to stay still, that is an option. If you'd like to maybe windshield wiper your right leg or the left leg, whichever side you have the ball on, you might windshield wiper that leg. Noticing that maybe it gets in just a little more. As you take a breath in, maybe you allow the next exhale to melt you into gravity just a little deeper. Feel your breath become slower and deeper. Take about 5 more right here. And take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Slowly and gently removing that ball. Just come to center and notice here on your belly. Maybe you notice warmth flowing through you. Maybe you're noticing a subtle openness, a creation of space. And then setting up on the opposite side. So taking that ball, bringing it into that iliac crest on the opposite side. You can use your block if you need it. And then just allowing yourself to set up here, finding that point that makes you say, oof. Take a breath and use your exhale. Melt into it. Take that full body scan, noticing if you're tensing up or if your breath is getting short and fast. If you're noticing any of those, maybe you let up just a little bit, come back to your breath. If your breath feels okay and you're finding tension elsewhere in your body, use that inhale and that exhale. Holding that invitation, coming back to the idea of surrendering, observing. Continue to breathe. And become aware of sensations, thoughts, emotions. Just allow them to come up as they are, not trying to change anything. All of these things are valid. And in order to let things go, sometimes we just need to feel them as they flow through us, so that they may flow away from us. Take about 5 more breaths here. And take a deep breath in. Exhale, sigh it out. Slowly and gently remove the ball, come down onto your belly. And then just allow yourself to breathe here a couple of moments. Just observe. Maybe you're unsure if there's been a change. Maybe you notice a big change. Just notice, use it as information. It's not right, it's not wrong. You're just where you're meant to be. Take a breath in here and exhale. Press your way back to child's pose. Breath in, breath out. Slowly and gently make your way into a down dog. There's no rush. You might notice some difference already here. Step your right foot forward between your hands. Fingers on the mat. Maybe drop your hips down. Notice the front of your thigh. Release that left knee down onto the mat. Maybe your hands come up to your right knee. And just notice, how does your low back feel? How does that hip flexor feel? Can you even reach those right toes forward and maybe sink just a little deeper? And it might just be a little micro movement, and that is okay. It doesn't have to be really huge for it to be huge. Just observe how you're feeling. Hands come down. Make your way back to your down dog. Maybe pedal your feet. And then step your left foot forward. Hands stay on the mat for a moment. Drop your hips down. Observe the front of that right hip, that right thigh. Release the knee down. Hands come onto your knee. Notice. Maybe you crawl those left toes forward just a little and you feel your hips melt just a little closer to the mat. Even a micro movement, it all counts. Noticing it here. And then bringing your hands down, step back to that down dog. Once again, you might pedal your feet. And then releasing knees down onto the mat. Shift onto one hip or the other. Legs come around in front. And you might keep your knees bent here, feet planted. Slowly recline back one vertebrae at a time. Take a full body stretch when you arrive. Fingers and toes reach long. Notice and observe. Then bringing your hands down by your sides, bend the knees, plant the feet. Grab your block here for a supported bridge. You're going to slide it right underneath your low back here. You have options. You can just stay right here with your hands at your sides. Maybe you extend one or both legs. Maybe you even extend your arms overhead. Breathing here in your supported bridge pose, however that shape looks. Continue to use your breath. Becoming more aware. Feeling your breath flowing in and flowing out. Staying here for just a few more breaths. Deep breath in. And exhale, sigh it out. Slowly and gently remove underneath you and roll down one vertebrae at a time onto your back. Allow your knees to windshield wiper side to side. Extending your legs nice and long. Arms can come long at your sides, palms facing up, or if you're more comfortable, you can bring your hands to your belly. Wherever you are, closing your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Sigh it out. Take another deep breath in. And let it go. Come back into your body and scan. Start at the crown of your head. And work your way down to your toes. Once again, observing how you are feeling physically, energetically, and emotionally. You might become aware of any thoughts, feelings, sensations that arise. No matter what they are not wrong or less than. And trust that what you feel right now is not who or what we are, but they are just part of this human experience. Use your breath to help soften any of these sensations or feelings. Any tension that you might find creeping into your body. Bring your awareness to the base of your spine. Maybe you notice a soft red glow right there. As you breathe, that glow becomes brighter. And it begins to spread out through your whole body. And as you breathe, the inhale helps that glow to become even brighter. And that exhale helps you soften and melt even more deeply into the earth. And as you use your breath here, you might allow anything that feels unserving to you or that is no longer yours to be released into gravity. And it is pulled down to and incinerated by the Earth's core. Whatever you bring and whatever you are willing to give up, the Earth is willing to take. As you continue to breathe here, know that you are safe, you are secure, You are strong. You are confident. And you are capable. Continue to allow these earth elements to wash over and to flow through you. Slowly and gently begin to bring your awareness back to this. Finding small movement, wiggle fingers and toes, take wrist circles and ankle circles. Nod your head side to side. Find a full body stretch, fingers and toes reach long. Take up space. And slowly roll onto one side or the other. And just pause here a moment. Taking this time for you. Slowly and gently press your way to a comfortable seat, bringing hands to Anjali Mudra, that prayer position at heart center, and close your eyes. It's truly my honor to be here with you this morning, and I deeply thank you for your trust in allowing me to guide you through your practice. Raising your thumbs to your third eye center. The inner light that is within me sees and deeply honors that same inner light within each of you. Many blessings and much gratitude. Together we bow. Namaste.